everyone and welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. I know I haven't uploaded a Mental Health Monday in a very long time and I'm so sorry for that. I've just had a very busy few weeks and I've just also not known what to really film, so if you could leave some video suggestions in the comments, that would be muchly, greatly, amazingly appreciated. Really would, because mental health is great and talking about it is so good and is so important, but I don't know, like there's only so much you can really say, and I'm at the point now where I'm like, what do I talk about? What else is there? So today for Mental Health Monday, it's not going to be a normal, just got myself comfy, a normal one. It's going to be about gratitude, and you might think, gratitude, not really about mental health though, is it, babes? No, it isn't. But gratitude is something that has greatly helped me in my recovery, and that's why I really want to speak about it and talk about it, because honestly, I think without learning about gratitude, I wouldn't be at the stage I'm at now. And it's taken me quite a few months to get to this point, but gratitude has been something that has greatly helped me. And you might be asking a question like, Marie, what the fuck? It's gratitude, like how can that help you? Like what? I know it's not medication, I know it's not a therapy, but it's something that changes your mindset and helps you reset and have a lot of self-reflection, a lot of discipline, and it basically makes you see your life in abundance instead of lacking, if that makes sense. So you see your life with lots of things instead of what it's lacking, and I think that's really important, and I think it's something that we should talk about more. And if you can get into the routine of being grateful and seeing gratitude in everything, then your life will honestly make, it'll make such a big difference to your life, basically. So let's just start. What is gratitude? So the definition of gratitude is the quality of being thankful, readiness to show appreciation and return to kindness, which I think is just beautiful. Like, what a beautiful little saying. Beautiful. And I have a quote which says, our own happiness doesn't come from places or things, it comes from within. So we may not always be able to control our happiness, and I've learned that firsthand, is that I'm not always in control of what makes me happy and what makes me sad, and like how my emotions are going to react to situations. And you know what, sometimes life is just shit. Life just throws us more and more shit, and we feel like we can't move on from it. We feel like we can't see any silver linings, we can't see any good in the world. And honestly, if you do look at some things, then that's true. Like when I watch the news, it makes me like get frantic and like scares the shit out of me. You know, life is just mean sometimes, and mean to a lot of people. But do you ever see stories about, say for example, like they have a certain disability which stops them from doing something, and whenever you see these extraordinary people, you are always, well I'm always confused about how they were so happy and like so content still, even when they had to struggle with something so massive and something that affects their life so greatly. And I feel like people like that are the people that we should be looking up to, and people that we should be inspired by, because they are honestly, if you can find good in bad situations, you are an inspirational person to me. When I was very poorly over Christmas, and when I tried to take my own life in January, it was very serious, and I didn't really see a comeback from that once I'd woken up. And then I read a book. What is the book? Let me get the book.
Where's the book? Let me get the book.
It's called Good Vibes, Good Life by Vex King. And as you can see, I have loads of turned over pages because I like to keep track of everything that I like during the book. Like if I turn to any page, so this one's the importance of positive thinking. Positive thinking is the act of choosing ideas that empower you over the things that limit you. Simple quotes like this when I woke up really inspired me to try and make a difference in my life, because at the end of the day, the only person who's in control of your life is you. Now, I know there's certain situations where you are not in control, but if you want to make changes in your life, the only person who can make those changes are yourself. And once you realise that, the control that you have in your life is so paramount and so important, and you should really grasp it with both hands. I would definitely recommend people to get this book. Honestly, I will link this book down below. I think you can get it on Amazon for really cheap. I got it off another website where you get books really inexpensive. They do it in Urban Outfitters. This book changed my life, and it started me on the course of learning about the law of attraction. It was a simple thing that I started to do back in February time. Was once I'd learned to kind of be able to move again by myself, I would go outside, and every day I would say I'm grateful for the sun, because being locked in a hospital, I was so grateful to be able to go out and feel the sun on my skin. I'd then say I'm grateful to walk, because there was a time where I couldn't walk by myself, I had to have people help me. And I'd say I'm grateful to breathe, because again, being in a hospital, I had to have oxygen and I couldn't breathe by myself at some points. So those three simple things, I'd go out and I'd just be grateful for them every day, and that was the way I started. And I'm not saying that you need to be grateful for everything. I'm not trying to romanticize the world. I recognize there's war, there's illness, there's abuse, there's toxic people, there's bad vibes, you know. There are a lot of bad things in this world, and we need to recognize that, but we don't need to let that control our lives and feel, you know, limited by these things. We, to a certain extent, are able to control our own happiness, and we can do that by doing little things. Like, I have fucking shit days, you know. I have days where I'm like, I hate myself, I hate the world, I'm scared of the world, I'm scared of myself. And these days are really bad, but what I've learned to do is I've actually started a gratitude journal. So every night before I go to bed, I write down something that I'm grateful for, and I will show you the layout of my gratitude journal. Where is it? Because I put it on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, hit me up on Instagram. Yeah, I put my gratitude journal on Instagram, and a lot of people ask, how do I like format it, like how do I lay it out? So this is what my gratitude journal looks like. It's just a tatty old notebook which I got given when I was in hospital, and this has actually really helped me because I'm a perfectionist, and I used to be the type of person who would start a diary and then end up ripping out pages of it just because my handwriting didn't look neat, or because I messed up, like, and I just throw that diary to the side because I was like, oh, it's not perfect, therefore I can't do it. This has really helped me because this is such an imperfect diary and journal of my life. It's basically just one of those notebooks that you can get for like, I don't know, 99p in Sainsbury's or Asda. So at the front it says, happiness doesn't come from places or things, it comes from within. And I've just got a little quote on there as well. But the way I set out my journal is, for example, I'll try and show you. So it looks like this, and every day I try and do all of these things. So I try to do mindfulness, affirmations, and some DBT skills, exercise, either yoga or reaching my 10,000 steps or going to the gym. I try to read, and I try to give a gratitude or a blessing to someone. So for example, on the 20th of February 2019, I gave a blessing for Rachel because I hope one day she feels well and can achieve everything she would like to. She's a genuine and precious soul. And then I was grateful for, so a blessing is basically like if something bad has happened in the day to someone, or I've seen someone, it doesn't have to be something bad actually, it can just be any reason. If I've seen someone or notice something about someone, I will give them a blessing and I will just send that out into the universe of like, I hope they're doing okay and I hope that they can do better and feel better about themselves, or just that I'm grateful for them. And then I choose what I'm grateful for, and on this time I put grateful for all my amazing subscribers who made a video for me and for my parents. And then I wrote about someone who had lost someone, and I said, I have such a heavy heart thinking about that. I want to be less selfish and allow my parents to live and not revolve around me so much. And then I wrote about my mood, and my mood was somber and it was a 5 out of 10. But I also wrote a quote that day and I said, I'm not trying to heal my mind, I'm trying to heal my soul. So in my gratitude journal, it's basically just a lot of different things. So at the top I have affirmations, which I will do a different mention in another video. I won't talk about it today. But yeah, that's basically how I set out my gratitude journal, and I try to do it every evening before I go to bed because it helps me reflect on my day, and I think it's really good for self-discipline. If you can teach yourself to do something every single day and reflect on your day and reflect on yourself as a person, it really helps. So basically, and what I'm trying to say is that when life gets shit, we have the ability to learn from it, and even though it can be painful, like I mentioned in my Healing Hurts video, like often we didn't ask to be wounded, we didn't ask to be hurt, but even though it's difficult and it doesn't seem fair, we have to endure the pain in order to heal, because healing, part of healing is going through the painful process where it is really hard and it is really difficult and it is tough and you don't want to do it, but you have to go through that process in order to get out on the other side. Like for example, I used to always think I wish I didn't have a mental illness, but honestly, if I didn't have a mental illness, I wouldn't have met Pip, I wouldn't have my YouTube channel with so many, I wouldn't like been able to interact with so many of you guys, because I would never have made videos about mental health. I feel like I wouldn't be such an aware person. I feel like I still would have been very ignorant and not taking into account a lot of people's other feelings and my own feelings. So there are silver linings in everything. Even though mental health has at points I thought ruined my life, it actually hasn't. It's made my life. It's just made my life in different ways that other people's hasn't. So like, I've just had different experiences to other people. Research has actually shown that if you can keep a gratitude journal or just practicing the act of being grateful, it increases your life satisfaction, and when you get satisfied with life, you're more able to do things, you're more happy. Like I always think, if you're being grateful, you can't be sad. When you're actually practicing and throwing yourself into the act of gratitude, you're not being sad, you're not giving in to all these dark feelings, you're just, I don't know how to explain it, but if you really throw yourself into it, you look for things that are great in your life, and looking for things that are great in your life is just such a good thing to have and such a good thing to do. I don't know how else it could be seen as bad when you're practicing gratitude. And when I do my gratitude journal, I use the why approach, which is basically, I don't just write I'm grateful for my friends. I say like, why is that? I'm grateful for my friends because they bring me so much joy into my life. I'm very lucky to have them, and if I didn't have them, then my life would be so different, and I'm grateful that my life is this way just so that I can have the friends that I have. It's like expanding on what you're already saying, which I think is really important to do, because like even saying that now, it put a smile on my face, because I'm like, yes, I am so grateful for my friends, and my friends are amazing, and I'd be such a different person without my friends. So it's really important to like expand on what you're already saying. It's about conditioning your mind to see the good in everything, which is a very difficult thing, and I'm not saying that I'm an expert on it. I'm just saying this is something that I practice, and I really think that you should practice too, especially in recovery. If you're trying to recover from a mental illness and you're trying your hardest, gratitude is not the whole thing that will bloody recover you. Like, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it's a massive part of my recovery and how I've managed to get to where I am today. And where I am today is a great place. Like, I feel very, very fortunate and lucky, and I really think I am gonna make a difference this time and not try and retract into this really dark place. I really don't think I'm gonna let myself get to that place ever again. I want to be strong and I want to be happy and I want to be recovered, and to even say that is a massive thing. Sorry, there's something outside. Sorry if you could hear buzzing all that time. But to even say that is such a massive thing, because for so long I felt comfort in being sad, and I no longer feel that. I want to feel comfort in feeling joy and feeling grateful and feeling happy. I've got another quote for you. So it's, the more you count your blessings, the more blessings there are to count. And that's what I'm talking about when I say seeing your life in abundance. I can speak very well. But if you can see your life that way, then you do start to notice more and more good things in your life. And it's not just so much like, I am grateful for my friends and my family like every single day, but I start to see more and more different things that I can be grateful for, and I think that's really important to see as well. So to basically wrap up the video, gratitude has just helped me in my recovery because it's helped me not feel so stagnant and not be so stagnant. I feel like I'm making movements, even if that's not physically, it's in my mental well-being and in my mental attitude towards life. It's really important, because if I have a problem, I will write down that problem in my journal, and then I'll try and find a silver lining in the problem and see how that problem may have helped me. And sometimes it might be something as simple as it's taught me a lesson. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I feel like I've rambled at you for so long, but I really thought this was important to share, and I really do hope you take something from this video. And please let me know if you buy the book or if you create a gratitude journal. I'd love to see it. Tag me on Instagram or Twitter if you do, because I really do think this is an important lesson to learn, and I would highly recommend that book. I will do a video about other books that I recommend because I get a lot of questions about that too. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. I am gonna love you and leave you now. Stay safe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!